Very happy.
It's Monday, getting close to the end of February. It's February and it is, the low today is 9 degrees Celsius or about 49 degrees Fahrenheit. That is, it's crazy. It's like spring hit. It's been in the 60s, around 16 degrees Celsius for the last few days. It's gonna be for the whole week. It's crazy. And on the one hand, as you may know, it was a stressful week for me last week. I completely just shut down. The last few days, I just slept, saw some friends, and slept some more. But the weather is like simultaneously a blessing and a curse. It's really nice. I cannot complain. And it also just like, well, I'll explain. The thing is, I don't know why I jumped up here. The thing is that it's really, I don't want to get into the existential crisis that nearly 70-degree weather for a week in February seems to bring on, because we've got enough existential crises going on. But just in Paris, like, it was encouraging and kind of stressful to see how many people came out. Like, the city has been totally empty, it feels like, forever. You see people going to work not appropriately wearing their masks. You know, there are annoying moments, but otherwise pretty calm, especially when you're riding your bike around. But the first day, I guess Saturday, and then yesterday of the warm weather, like riding my bike, for one, was just like crowds of people on their bikes for the first time, which is great, but also just like, wow, so many people. And then yesterday on the river, same thing. The first day of spring, or the first day that it's warm in Paris, every year, no matter when or what's going on, people go outside to enjoy the parks. It's one of the things that makes living in Paris kind of charming. It is one of the more charming elements of living in Paris, is that Parisians tend to take full advantage of nice weather, especially when it's in contrast to bad weather. So I like that. I think it's one of the things I've always loved about living here. You always know people are gonna bop outside on the first sunny day of whatever rainy season you've had. It was just too much for now. For one, I didn't know that many people were still in Paris, and for two, it's like exciting, because it's like I look forward to the days where we're past this. It reminds you of like summers from before the times, but then also like how we're gonna have to get used to this. It's gonna be weird getting used to being around people. Hopefully it'll be easier to get used to it once we're vaccinated, but that's happening very, very slowly here at this point. So we still have a ways to go. Speaking of which, I still have a ways to run. But I'm gonna do that. So everything, I just got off of another 3 hour long call. That's what they've turned into twice a week with one of the secret projects that I'm gonna be able to share to some degree very soon. And I'll tell you more about it. We're gonna go through kind of layers of sharing it, and trying to get feedback on it and so forth. So that's really exciting. But oh man, it's just taking up all kinds of time all the time. Speaking of time, I'm running low on time because I'm gonna go meet Jess for a little bit of lunch here and a little bit of co-working. Because I'm super behind. Forgiveness from my patrons, please. I'm super behind on the Postcard Club and the Print Club for the first quarter of this year. Those I just ordered, finally. And a lot of it's because I haven't, like, my money was sort of tied up in the hellish limbo of the French banking system for the last few months, which was also kind of stressful. And it got complicated. All that to say, prints and postcards are both en route to me right now. And I'll have those in the mail for all of you here shortly. And speaking, of course, of my lovely patrons, thanks to today's patron producer, Linda, Mahiram, Raphael. Hopefully I said that correctly, the Mahiram part. I was not so sure about it, but Linda, thank you so much for being here. Thanks to all my patrons. What I'm going to be doing today is actually doing loyalty stickers. So for my patrons, if they've been around for 6 months or a year, I send them different stickers, and I can show you those downtown. But Kate has bequeathed all of that to me, and I need to get on top of it. And I've just been behind because I've been so focused on trying to get my dossier put together. And then I just was super, super stressed out over the weekend, which we can talk about a little bit more here in a second. But before I go, this plant, I need to document. So I got my sister's herb garden planted while I was taking a little bit of a break. It was really important to get that done. And look at this guy right here. This guy, I feel like every time I look at it, it's bigger. It was not that big like an hour ago. It's seriously getting huge. We've got a whole bunch of stuff like, coriander and basil, and I don't know what all is growing. I do not know what this is. If you know what it is, leave it in the comments below. But it's growing like a weed. But I've got a variety of different plants going on here, and originally I actually planted them by my shower because it was below freezing outside, and the only sunlight and the only air that I get are through this window, so it's too cold for them. So I was keeping the soil moist and keeping them warmer over there, but now that it's warmer out, I brought them over here, and of course there's no sun. It's a cloudy day, so hopefully they still get enough UV light through the clouds, and they're happy little plants. That's the hope, at least. But thanks, Karn, for sending that. Thanks, Wendy, for the giant plant right here. And then I also bought these guys. 2 different plants in their little pots to keep Gilly company here, because you got to have some more little plants around being happy. We'll talk more about plants and some changes that I've made to the chateau, because I made a handful later, not today. Today, we got to go down, write on a whole bunch of envelopes, and make some lunch would be a good idea. And then there's, just got to get caught up on a whole bunch of stuff. It's one of those days where I'm already way behind on everything, and for no other reason than there's just too much stuff. Questionable life choices. Thankfully, I still have access to the apartment. The reason I haven't been using it, and the reason that I stopped cooking down here, was because we were waiting for another lockdown to happen. It never happened. I want to be cooking, so we're back at it. The tricky thing with the risotto is that apparently it takes forever. Oh, I'm hungry. But seriously, this is a bad choice for timing, because I had no idea how long this was going to take.
Don't you look at the little thing at the top when you...
Yeah, usually... Oh, geez, it does say 40 minutes in its defense. But I was actually looking at the eat within a certain number of days thing to decide, because this is the only other meat dish, and so we have to eat it today. So... Hi, Jess. It passes. Mm-hmm. It looks hot. Hot, but tasty.
Do you like it?
But yeah, it's good. If I'd started earlier, I'd be a lot happier. Out to take a quick coffee break, theoretically, and now hunting for a record store. I don't even know if we're on the right street. If it's open, you said?
Yeah, if it's open, if it has what I want, if it's in the right spot, it's just, there's too many things that need to go wrong.
There it is. Looks open. Is it closed? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is what you're after, right?
This is what I'm after.
That's awesome.
big reveal. He was really excited when he received it. That excitement has moved on too.
Take back everything you said. You got that worked out
The
perfectly.
album I wanted wasn't there, but we've got no turn.
All right, we gotta go this way if we're gonna get coffee.
Actually, I
Then.
think the album I wanted was there. It was
Just didn't. It was in one of those giant Tupperware things. That was still really cool. It was the classic like grumpy record vendor situation that is exactly what I signed up for. All right, with the present acquired, we tried coming to this place once before. L'Exception. It's like a they sell clothes and accessories, but also have a coffee bar inside. Wanted to try it. They were closed last time we tried, like months ago. Bonjour. Maybe it's open. Est-ce que c'est ouvert le café, monsieur? Nope, still closed. On we go. We'll try it someday. I'll try it one of these days. It always feels sort of new walking through here. OCD.net. That sounds like a terrible website to visit.
Oh, look.
Here's another vinyl store. It's up vinyl and DVDs. This place does look a little bit better organized. Everyone knows it's Chorrillo. So they roast their own beans down there. Oh, it's closed. Can't really see. Oh, they went out of business? Oh, that sucks. I didn't know oh, that stinks. This is them. I was gonna show Jess the custom umbrella, the bespoke umbrella store, and they're out of business. They only exist in my vlog now.
I mean, if they lasted this long.
She has a coffee, by the way. That's why the mask is off. Throwing that out there. They
Watch out,
lasted-
everyone close to me. I'm giving out obviously.
I'll link above if you want to see this place. That's really sad that they're gone though. We got some work done. I'm still behind on the, I didn't finish addressing all those envelopes. There are a lot of envelopes. Kate, I miss you. Making good progress though, thanks to everybody who's a patron. This is much better today. Still people out and about, but I think the combination of it being a working day, Monday, as well as the weather not being so great, is one of those things that is the right combination to reduce the number of crowds that are out and about. So that's nice. Good to be back to a more manageable level and flow of people. But wow, on the one hand, like I was saying earlier, I really look forward to being on the other side of this, but it is gonna be a massive adjustment. Holy cow. Anywho, on my way back here, we'll re-adjourn when I'm safely home. I will say that I am totally over the whole curfew situation. I don't want to get into it, but it's just that whole side of things of like, I was on a roll. Okay, turn on the lights. I was finally really making some good progress. And then you look up and you're like, oh my gosh, curfew's about to happen. I better get going. I'm just, we gotta do whatever we gotta do. But still, I cannot wait, especially now that the days are getting longer again. It's like, oh man. Because right now, I need to go grocery shopping, but it is curfew in 2 minutes, so that's not happening. And I find myself in this situation more often than not. So it's me. I know curfew's coming. That's no surprise. Like I can peek this out. I can schedule my days better. But well, it's not even about scheduling. It's just about those little things where one of the joys of life. Whoa! I'll show you. This guy looks. The stalks look white now, but the leaves look greener. It's really cool to see the herb garden coming to life. Yeah, it's just, it robs the day of spontaneity. So especially, I have friends who have office jobs that are basically living a life that is wake up, go into the office, go home, and that's literally it. And that is another level as well. But that ability to, like today, part of the reason that I was a little bit off, which is totally worth it, is just getting caught up and talking with a friend. And, lunch took a little longer to make than expected, and a long phone call this morning, but those little things that, would kind of knock you out of rhythm during a day. To have a hard stop to the day then where you finally are getting into your rhythm, and where I could have stayed for another hour and really finished what I was working on, I had to pack up and go. And that's just part of the life that we're leading right now. But I think that I've been reflecting on it a lot lately anyways, with the vaccines rolling out and everything, shifting in the different directions that they are. And then seeing, large crowds of people out and about this weekend and feeling mixed emotions about all of it. And yeah, it's the first time in a while I feel like that I've felt kind of that visceral, like, oh, I wish this had never happened. Like, because it was one of those, we joked about it, like, aren't we past that now? Like, don't we just have to accept it and move on? And we do. But I guess at the same time, it's like, ugh, a little bit more than, not. Anyway. If you didn't catch it, I meant to talk about this earlier too. The sort of Damocles that's hanging over my head right now is the visa situation. If it didn't make total sense to you, I realized I kind of curbed myself a little bit on Friday because I was really disappointed. Like, I did walk into that meeting thinking I was about to walk out of that meeting with, just like a boom, okay, come back in and pick it up later. I knew that was optimistic, and I knew I didn't think it was unrealistic, but I was hopeful. And the fact that they sent me to, I don't know if it was the wrong office, but they sent me to a different office than where I had my appointment because they were closed for that day for whatever reason. I think that played a really big role in that. So I think they're just kicking the can down the road. But that reminder of the last time I had to go through this and how it dragged on for an entire year. And I think that's the sense of like the weight of exhaustion that kind of really, really hit me after that. It wasn't just the stress, but it was the possibility that I'm having a replay or a repeat of that. Not great. So I really struggled with that then. I think I tried to keep, and it's not a bad thing. I tried to keep a good outlook on it. And, but it did take me a few days to really get to a place where I felt better. And I think I'm just gonna have to live with that low level of stress until it's behind me. And it's just a good reminder of what we go through to live here. And I'm lucky to be here and to have the chance to go through it. But I also don't want to go. I don't want to do that either. So it's a season of like having to go through things we don't want to go through, and of a variety of in a variety of ways. And that's what's left me so pooped. I'm very tired. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this today. I hope you're having a good day wherever it is you are. It is warm here, weirdly, and mostly pleasant. I'm just gonna keep it on and doing the best that I can to be organized and prepped. I'm really looking forward to sharing some stuff with you in the coming weeks that I've been, hinting at for the last year, but we're finally getting closer to it. It feels like that's the other thing. I feel like I've been working really hard on a lot of things that have either never seen the light of day or just seem to kind of not be going anywhere, despite the fact that I know that I'm building up towards something. And so I'm looking forward to being able to share that. And thankfully, I'm keeping my chin up, and I'm definitely feeling like, okay, we're making progress. We're gonna get there. But I would take a nap, but I need to actually get some work done. And then when it's too late for a nap, and then I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for some more of this spring and February Parisian madness. It's what we all signed up for, right? Right? Yeah, totally. See you tomorrow.